Hello dear student, in this video I am going to talk about the tuple. So first understand what is tuple and why we have to use tuple. So tuple is a very important data structure, object and data type in Python. Why? Because tuple is used to store multiple values. But interesting thing about the tuple is tuples are immutable object in Python. So Python having two kinds of object, mutable and immutable. Mutable object means once we create that object, we can modify that content as per our requirement. But immutable means if we create that object, then we cannot modify that content. That is nothing but the immutable. So tuple is one of the immutable object in Python. So tuple is the same as list, except it is immutable. Because list is mutable object, we can modify that list content as per our requirement. So tuple is used to store multiple items under the single variable name. Now once we create tuple, we cannot modify the content present in the tuple. So for the tuple purpose, we have to use parentheses, and each values we have to separate by giving commas between them, right? So this is about the tuple. And when we have to use tuple, this is very important question, when to prefer tuple. So as I already told you that mutable and immutable. Immutable means once we create, we cannot modify that content. So when we want save some content permanently as it is, that time we have to use tuple. If I want to store multiple items, but that items I do not want change at any cost, then I have to go for tuple. But if I want modify that content, then I have to go for list. For example, suppose I want stored music playlist, my music playlist, right? That time I have to list, because if I want add a new song to the list, yes, I can do that. If I want delete some song, then I can do that, because my choice is varying as per my mood, right? Same. But another thing, when to use tuple. Suppose I want prepare my student list as per the roll number. So roll number for my student is fixed for at least 1 year. So I won't keep that list as it is at any cost. I do not want modify that content. That time I have to go for tuple. So if your data is fixed and never change, then we should go for tuple. So properties, immutable, that we already talked. Ordered data. Ordered data means it is stored data in a sequence manner. So how sequence manner? For that purpose, tuple refer indexing. So each and every element is present on a particular index position. That's why we call it as ordered data. So for the tuple purpose, we have two types of indexing, positive as well as negative indexing. Duplicates are allowed. So if I want stored one name for the two times, like Swapnali, I can store that name two times in tuple, because duplicates are allowed in tuple. Now tuple is a heterogeneous object. Heterogeneous object means in tuple we can store a data belongs with a different data type. For example, if I want in a single tuple, I want put integer data, I want put same time float data, I want put string data, I want put another tuple, I want put another list, I want put set, I want put dictionary. Yes, under the single tuple I can put any kind of the data. That's why we call it as heterogeneous objects. So positive negative indexing is used. Positive means we are moving from left to right, and the negative means we are moving from right to left, means forward direction and backward direction. Parentheses are used to represent tuple. So creation of tuple. So tuple is a important class in Python. So whenever we want create tuple, that time we required object name. So here variable name var is nothing but the object name, or we can say that the variable, right, equal to, and within parenthesis I have to put elements. But interesting thing about the Python tuple, now whenever our Python is want to store multiple values under the single variable name, that time your Python by default prefer parenthesis, right? By default prefer parenthesis, it means it's stored by default value in a tuple. For example, look at here, the parenthesis mentioned for the first one. So we can say that yes, this one is the tuple. But the next one example, I have put multiple values without the parenthesis. Now here your compiler, your interpreter understand that yes, this is tuple data, because in Python by default multiple values going to store in tuple only. Example. So here I want create one tuple. So the name of my tuple is t1 equal to, in within parenthesis I have put 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. It means I want store 1 to 4 numbers in my tuple. Then I want print that tuple as it is. So print t1 t2 is equal to. Now what I want put here, heterogeneous data. First data belongs with a integer because I want put 3. Then second one is high within single quotes, means it is string. And then the next one is 4.5, that is nothing but the float data. So in the second tuple I have created elements with different kinds of data. So print t2, it means I want print my tuple. So the output for this one is the parenthesis, and in that 1 2 3 4 number. But look at here, for the t2 I forgot to give parenthesis, but our Python by default store multiple values in a tuple only, so it displays the output like this. Getting about this? Now we are moving about the next important thing, that is nothing but the accessing elements in tuple. Accessing elements in tuple is nothing but the, whenever we want to retrieve the elements and perform operation from the tuple, that time we require this one. So here we have two types of accessing, by using index and by using slice operator. So here index and the slice operator, two important thing. Index means it going to retrieve only single element at a time, and the slice operator means it going to retrieve multiple items at the same time. So let's start for that. So positive negative indexing, because Python having two types of indexing, positive as well as negative. Positive means it going to move from left to right, which indicate that forward direction, and the negative indexing means backward direction, means right to left. So look at here, I have a tuple. In that tuple I have multiple numbers like 10 11 12 23 14 25 16 18 19 and 20. So positive indexing, the positive indexing is always start with 0, right? And so the first element present at 0th position, second element present at first position, third element present at second position, fourth element present at third position, fifth element present at fourth position, sixth element present at fifth position, 16 element at 16 means the element, see, seventh element present at sixth position, eighth element present at seventh position, ninth element present at eighth position, and the 10th element present at the ninth position. So the last index for the positive indexing is always length, that is nothing but the number of elements present in my tuple minus 1. So last index is always nothing but the len minus 1. But for the negative indexing start from right to left. Right to left means like this. Right to left, right? So the negative indexing not start with a 0, because positive indexing is already start with a 0. So negative indexing start with minus 1. So the last element present at minus 1 position, second last element present at minus 2 position, third last element present at minus 3, fourth last then minus 4, then fifth last element present at minus 5 position, then sixth position, minus 6 position, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9 and minus 10. So in this tuple I have total 10 elements, and look at here, the negative last index is always negative sign length of tuple, right? For the positive, start with 0 and end with len minus 1, and for the negative, going to start with minus 1 to minus len position. This is about the positive and negative indexing. So I want here retrieve element present in tuple using indexing. So again I have a same tuple 10 11 12 23 14 25 16 18 19 20. These are the my tuple elements, right? Now what I want to retrieve element present at 7th position and the element present at 2nd position. So look at here, this 7 and 2 nothing but the positive number. So here you have to check where is the 7th position. So here is the 7th position. So the answer for the first line is element present at 7th position, that is nothing but the 18. Right, and the next I want to retrieve element present at 2nd position. So look at here, and the 2nd position the 12 number is present. So what is the output of this code? 18 and 12. 18 and 12. Now the negative indexing. Negative indexing means just it going to start from right side and end at to the left side, and the negative indexing start with -1 and ends with minus length of that particular item. So I want to retrieve the element present at -6th position. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So here -6 position 14 is there. So the first result is 14 and the second one is -1. So -1 means 20 element present at -1 position. So what is the output of this one? 14 and 20. Now accessing elements using slice operator. So indexing is just used to retrieve single item at a time, single element, single value at a time. But slice operator is used to retrieve multiple items, multiple values at a same time. For the slice operator purpose, we have important thing, and that is nothing but the start, end and step value. And that value we have to put within square bracket. That value we have to put within square bracket. Look at here. I have a same tuple, right? So at the first line what I want, right? I just want display here the element present from 2nd position to 9th position. Now look at here, this 9 is a excluding value. Why? Because this is end value, and for the condition end value, it going to check always the end value less than mention 1. So 9 is not less than 9. That's why this is called as excluding value. Excluding value means it is not a part of indexing. It is not the part of indexing. So the 2 to 9, and every time by default the step value is 1. So 2 to 9 means I want start with the 2 and reach towards the 9 minus 1, because 9 is excluding value. I do not want focus to the 9. I just want to move towards the 8 only. So it going to return the values from value present at 2nd position, 3rd position, 4th position, 5th position, 6th position, 7 and 8 position. So look at here. What I told you, slice operator is going to retrieve multiple values at the same time. So what is the value here? Start 2, end 9, and by default step value is 1. Right? So 9 is excluding value because 9 is not less than 9. So it is not going to consider 9. It is going to just jump towards the 8 only. So it is going to generate the sequence like this: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It means it's going to retrieve the elements present at this index position, at this index positions. Right? So tell me which elements present at 2nd position? 12. At 3rd position? 23. 4th position 14, 5th position 25, 6th position 16, 7th position 18 and 8th position 19. So what is the output for the first line? 12, 23, 14, 25, 16, 18, 19 within parenthesis, because here I want to retrieve the values from the tuple. Right? Now look at here second one. So for second one what I want, start with the 2, end at 9 means 9 is excluding value, and I want jump from 3 means after 2 I want jump towards the 5, because 2 plus 3 it becomes 5. So look at here, the first value I want to retrieve from the 2nd position. So 2nd plus 3 nothing but the 5, 5 plus 3 nothing but the 8, right? 8 plus 3 nothing but the 11, but 11 is not less than 9. That's why it's going to retrieve the elements present at second, fifth and 8th position. So which element present at second, fifth and 8th position? 12, 25 and 19. Getting? Because 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 3, 8 and 8 plus 3, 11. But 11 is not less than 9. That's why it is going to retrieve 3 items here. And that item present at second position, 5 position and 8 position. So what is the answer here? 12, 25 and 19. 12, 25 and 19. Now the next line. Print t minus 2 to minus 8. But by default step value is 1. So minus 2 plus 1. What is the result here? Minus 2 plus 1, it become minus 1. But if I start with minus 2, then I want to reach towards the minus 8 position. But with this one, I cannot reach towards the minus 8 because I am moving in another direction. So because minus 1 plus 1, it becomes 0. Right? So it is not going to generate a proper indexing here. That's why for this one it is not going to give you any result. It is just going to return empty parenthesis. Why? Because the indexing is not in proper sequence, not in a proper manner. Okay, after that the next one is minus 8 minus 2, and by default value going to increase by 1. So minus 8 plus 1. What is the result here? Minus 7. Right? So minus 7 plus 1, minus 6. Minus 6 plus 1, minus 5. Minus 5 plus 1, minus 4. Minus 4 plus 1, minus 3. Minus 3 plus 1, minus 2. Means when we start with minus 8 and then we can reach towards the minus 2. That means this is correct sequencing. But again minus 2 is excluding value. So if the minus 2 is excluding value, then it is going to retrieve the element present at minus 8 position, right? Minus 7 position, minus 6 position, minus 5 position, minus 4 position and minus 3 position. It means how many values going to retrieve with this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Total 6 value going to retrieve from minus 8 to minus 2, because minus 2 is not a part of my sequence, because minus 2 is excluding value. So it going to return the value present at minus 8 to minus 3 position. So what is the output for this one? 12, 23, 14, 25, 16 and 18. Okay. After that, the next one is colon. It means it's going to display entire tuple. It's going to display entire tuple. Then colon means entire tuple. Again colon minus 1. Now look at here. Step value is minus 1, means your compiler is going to understand that yes, it won't display from the reverse direction. Now look at the output. So 2 to 9, 12, 2 to 9, 12, 23, 14, 25, 16, 18 and 19. 2, 9, 3 means element present at second, fifth and 8th position, 12, 25 and 19. Minus 2 to minus 8, it is not a proper indexing, so it's going to give you only empty parenthesis. Minus 8 to minus 2 means element present at minus 8 position, 12, 23, 14, 25, 16, 18. Then colon means it's going to display entire tuple. Then colon means entire tuple, and colon minus 1 means it compiler is going to understand that yes, it want here compiler needs to display element from the right to left, means from the last element to first element, means reverse order. Now arithmetical operator for tuple. So plus for the concatenation purpose, multiplication sign, that is nothing but the asterisk sign for the repetition purpose, plus equal to for append purpose. Now here it going to append a list, not a tuple. But yeah, this plus equal to going to append that tuple also. Example, t is equal to, again I have a same elements, t1 is equal to 4 5 6. So t1 plus t means it going to just return uh, first t elements as it is, and then t1 element, then t1 into 5, it means it going to display the t1 elements for 5 times, means 4 5 4 5 6 4 5 6 4 5 6 4 5 6 and 4 5 6. T1 plus equal to t means here I want update my t1 with the new elements from the t tuple. So print t1. So look at here output. So first is concatenation, means here I just perform operation. I do not update here any tuple. Now the next one is multiplication. It means it's going to display 4 5 6 for 5 times within a single tuple. Then t1 plus equal to t. It means I want append my t1 tuple with new elements at the end. That elements I want from the tuple t. So 4 5 6 elements present at t1 and 10 to 20 elements I want from the tuple t. Okay student, here I just want to tell you that important concept about the tuple, that is nothing but the packing and unpacking. This is very simple concept. Whenever we are assigning multiple values under the single variable name, that is nothing but the tuple packing. And whenever we want to assign single tuple to the multiple variables, that called as unpacking, right? Like that, when we want whenever we want pack our luggage for traveling, that time we have to take one suitcase, and in that suitcase we are going to put our all the materials, necessary things, right? That is nothing but the packing. And when we reach at our destination, then we want some things from that box, then we are going to remove that as per our requirement. So that is nothing but the unpacking, right? जसं आपल्याला प्रवासात जाताना सगळ्या गोष्टी आपण काय करतो, एका बॉक्समध्ये ठेवतो, राईट? आणि आता प्रवासात जिथे जायचं होतं तिथे पोहोचल्यावरती आपल्याला जशा जशा गोष्टी लागतात तशा तशा आपण त्या काढून घेतोय. दॅट इज नथिंग बट द अनपॅकिंग, राईट? सो look at here what I did here. T is equal to within parenthesis 2 3 4 5 6. So I want stored here multiple values under the single variable name, that is nothing but the packing. Again, in Python by default multiple values going to store in a tuple only. So here I want stored multiple values, that is nothing but the 1 to 6 numbers, and each numbers are separated by commas. I want to assign this all numbers under the single variable name t1, that is nothing but the tuple packing, right? And tuple unpacking, I have a box, right? So like this, I have a tuple, I want assign that multiple values to the multiple variables, that is nothing but the tuple unpacking. So a b c d, I have a 4 variables because I have 4 values in tuple. So here what happened, the multiple values that stored under the single variable name, I want assign that multiple values to the multiple variables, that is called as unpacking, that is called as unpacking. So len function is used to return how many elements present in a tuple. Example, so I have a tuple t, in that I have elements 1 comma 2 comma swap comma my. So here 4 elements are there. Yes, I know these are the 4 elements, but if you want to retrieve that from the interpreter, then we have to use len of t. So len function is applicable for list, string, tuple, dictionary, set. That's why len function is common for all objects in Python. So len, and within parenthesis we have to pass object. Here I want calculate the length of tuple, so that object is nothing but the t, and it's going to return output 4 because only 4 elements present in my tuple. Now traversing tuple elements using while loop. forward direction. So I have a tuple 1 2 swap my. So traversing means we are using indexing to traverse. So I is equal to 0, I less than len of t, because I just want to visit all the elements in a tuple. So the length of tuple is very important for me to stop purpose. So I less than len of t. Why len of t? Because positive index is always stop at len minus 1 position. So we have to give here condition I less than len of t. Then print t of I. That is nothing but we want to retrieve the element present at that particular index position. It means it's going to start with the 0, right? After 0 I want jump to the 1. So I plus equal to 1 is very important in while loop. Otherwise it will be in infinite loop. So 0 first time I value is 0. Yes, 0 less than 4. So it's going to display the element present at 0th position. So which element present at 0th position? 1. So what is the output of this one? It's going to display 1. Okay. After that it's going to increase that i's value by 1. So initially I value is 0. So 0 plus 1 it become 1. So is 1 less than 4? Yes, condition true. If this condition true, then it's going to display element present at first position. So on the next line it's going to display 2, because at the first position 2 is there, right? After that again i's value going to increase by 1. So current I value is 1. 1 plus 1 it become 2. So updated I value as 2. Is 2 less than 4? Yes. So it's going to retrieve the element present at second position. So it's going to return the element present at second position, and the second position swap is there. So on the third line it's going to display swap. Okay. After that again I value going to increase by 1. So current I value is 2. 2 plus 1 it become 3. And is 3 less than 4? Yes, 3 is less than 4. So it's going to display element present at third position. Yes, my is present at third position. So on the fourth line it's going to display my. Then after that again i's value going to increase by 1. So 3 plus 1 it become 4. But 4 is not less than 4. So it's going to stop execution of this while loop. And after that nothing is there. So stop of execution of the code. So 1 2 swap my. Now using while loop for the backward direction. Backward direction means right to left from the by using negative indexing. So t 1 2 swap my, same the list. So negative indexing means I should be start with minus 1 position, because negative indexing start with minus 1 position. So I have to decide here end position. As I already told you that the end value is always excluding value. So here we have to consider that end value. So what we have to put here? Minus len of t minus 1, because minus minus is become plus and it's going to give you minus sign. So minus len nothing but minus 4 minus 1. What is the result here? Minus 5. And why I want minus 5? Because I want put condition I should be greater than end. It means minus 4 is greater than minus 5. That's why we have to calculate this value. Right? So here what is the value? I should be greater than end. So initially I value is minus 1. Yes, minus 1 is greater than minus 5. Then it's going to return the elements present at minus 1 position. Means it's going to display my. Then I minus equal to 1. Means minus 1 it become minus 2. So next time what is the value? Minus 2, and minus 2 less than minus 5. Then it's going to return element present at minus 2 position. Right? Then again minus 2 minus 1 it become minus 3, and minus 3 is less than minus 5. So it's going to return the element present at minus 3 position. Right? Then minus 3 minus 1 it become minus 4, and minus 4 is less than minus 5. That's why it's going to return the element present at minus 4 position. So 1. Okay. And after that again minus 4 minus 1 it become minus 5, and minus 5 is not greater than minus 5. So it's not going to display anything. It's going to stop executing, because when this condition falls, then while loop is not going to execute. So what is the answer here? My swap 2 and 1. So membership operator means in operator. So for this in operator, this I is nothing but the element present in tuple. So first time I value nothing but 1, second time 2, third time swap, and the fourth time my. So that I means 1 2 swap and my. So look at your output. This is very interesting, and this is in only Python. For I in T, it's going to iterate all the elements present in tuple. Min, max, and sum. Min is used to return minimum value of the element present in tuple. So min, and within the parenthesis we have to write down tuple object name. The min is applicable for list as well as tuple. Then max is used to return the maximum element in tuple. So max, within parenthesis we have to write down tuple. Sum is used to return sum of all the elements in tuple. So sum, within parenthesis we have to write down tuple. So I have here tuple 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 0, 2, 4, 5, 6 and 8, 9, 9. So print minimum element in tuple is min of t. So it's going to return the minimum value present in tuple. So what is the answer for this one is 1. Now maximum element in t, maximum value present in tuple. Sum of elements in t tuple. So sum of t, it's going to return sum of all the elements in tuple. So 1, 8, 9, 9 and 1, 4, 6, 9. Sorted. Sorted is used to sort the tuple in ascending order. Original tuple is not going to sort because we cannot update tuple content at any cost. Sorted and tuple. So I have this list, not list, it's a tuple. So t is equal to 1021, 11, 4, 5, 6, 36, 7, 8, 8 and 99. So print sorted t is going to sort tuple in ascending order. So what is the result here? 1, 11, 36, 99, 102, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 8. But it is not going to update your entire tuple. It's going to display that tuple as it is. Method for tuple. Only two methods are there for tuple, count and index method. So count method is going to return the total occurrence of element in a tuple. So tuple dot count element. Tuple is nothing but the object of tuple, that is nothing but the variable of tuple. Then count, and within parenthesis we have to pass here only single value, that is nothing but the element. Example, t1 is equal to bye, hi, welcome, hello, bye. So c is equal to t1 dot count by. It's going to count how many times by present in my tuple. So by occurs c times, it means by occurs 2 times. And the next one is index. Index means it returns the index of first occurrence of element present in the tuple. And start and end value we can give here, but that is optional one. So for the tuple dot index element, that element we want search, but here start and end values are optional. If you want search within a subtuple, then only we can go for the start and end. By default no need to go for that. So here I have t1 is equal to bye, hi, welcome, hello, bye, and I want to retrieve the bye present at what index position. So I is equal to t1 dot index by. So I is equal to t1 dot index by to len t1, means I want to start with the 2nd position and end at the end position. So it's going to by present at first index and I by present at 2 index. Now look at here, I use it index for 2 times. First time I use to retrieve the element by present in entire tuple, and the second time I just want start from the second indexing. So 0, 1 means I just want check by present in subtuple that going to start with the welcome to by. So it's going to return value by present at 0th position, because in the entire tuple the by present at 0th position, and if I just focused on welcome to by, that by present at 4th position. Thank you.